Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Chris Winter and it's that time of the week again to do another Twitter Q&A where you can head over to my Twitter and ask me pretty much any question about cameras, photography, gear, pretty much anything. By the way guys, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely make sure to check out my brand new list, the top 10 best cheap DSLRs. Now that link will be in the description box below under this video and you can take a look. But anyway, let's get to this week's very first question. So this week's first question says, hey Chris, what can we expect from the Canon 90D? That's a good question and I'm not exactly sure. Now, the Canon 80D came out about a year ago and I'm not expecting it to come out anytime soon, probably within another year. Now, the Canon 80D and 70D cycle was about 2 years, so again, yeah, we could probably expect it within a year. In terms of video quality, I think we're going to be keeping that Dual Pixel Autofocus and hopefully that will get even improved even more. To me, it is still the best autofocus out of pretty much any camera around at the moment. I do expect that we will get 4K video, not 100% sure, but just because the Canon 80D was such a success, I think that they will put 4K video in. They'll trickle it down from the Canon 5D Mark IV, and I think we'll get 4K video, good dual pixel autofocus, headphone jack, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll probably have to wait another year for the Canon 90D, although I will say I'm quite excited about it. Next question says, how old are you? Well, I'm 27 years old, turned 27 a few months ago, and feels all right, not too bad. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, I'd love it if you leave a thumbs up, because that's always appreciated. Got a question here saying, do you think Canon and Nikon will start including sensor-based stabilization in their cameras? It's dramatically changed and improved the way I shoot, having 5-axis image stabilization on the GX85. Well, it's definitely something I'd love to see, but I don't think it's going to be coming anytime soon. I think we would have seen it on the 5D Mark IV if it was available, but the new cameras that are coming out, we've got the a 90D coming up soon, the Canon 6D Mark II is going to be coming up soon, and I don't really see it happening. Now, the Canon 77D, which is coming out pretty soon, which is an upgrade from the Canon T6S, that's got something called electronic image stabilization, and that's a little bit different. Essentially what that's going to do is crop the image down and kind of do a digital kind of stabilization, and to me it's not generally the best. It's going to be interesting to see how good it is, but it's not exactly the same as when the sensor's actually moving. So I don't see it too much in the future. Hopefully Nikon can do it. I don't see Canon doing it anytime soon, but I guess that's a reason to keep on buying Panasonic. Got a question saying, what's a good Canon travel lens? Now there's lots of different options that you could choose from for a good travel lens. Now, sometimes I actually like shooting with a prime lens when I'm shooting even street photography and things like that, just because you're able to get that kind of separation of your subject to the background. A good lens that I actually like shooting with, this isn't a Canon lens, is this 20mm f1.7. Again, this is a prime lens, and what this allows me to do is have that shallow depth of field, but still get a fair bit in the shot. Now, if we are actually talking specifically about Canon, I'd look at something like the Canon 18-135 STM lens. It's a fantastic lens because it's got quite a long focal length, so you can shoot wide at 18 and then zoom in all the way to 135, and that works really quite well, especially if you're in conditions that you're not used to, which is kind of what it's like when you're traveling. Another lens that you could look at is something like the 55-250. Now, what that's going to allow you to do is really get some close-up shots of people, places, without having to be too close to them, so you can actually stand back a couple of hundred meters and still get those close-up shots. So that's an idea. Got a question here saying, what's the best cheap full-frame Canon camera? Well, there's not that many cheap full-frame Canon cameras because generally you've got a bigger sensor and that's going to cost a little bit more money to produce. I'd look at something like the Canon 6D. It's not a bad camera. It's a little bit old now, but it's still that kind of cheaper way to getting a full-frame Canon DSLR. You could also look at something like a Canon 5D Mark II. It's a little bit older now, but people took great photos on that one for many years, and it was a real, game changer and a really fantastic full-frame camera a few years back. So I'd probably look at the Canon 6D, although I would consider that the 6D Mark II might be coming out in the next few months as well. So maybe wait a little bit with that. And we've got a question saying, hey Chris, I want to start a YouTube channel. Which camera would you recommend for around about $800 or less? Well, good work wanting to start a YouTube channel. I think it's a fantastic thing. I've been doing mine for about 3 years and I really enjoy it. The cameras I'd probably look at are the Panasonic G7 or the G85. They shoot 4K video, which is, if you want it, a really good thing to have because it does allow you to crop and move things around in your frame a little bit more and also get a sharper image. The G7 at the moment is such a good price, coming in around about $500 if you can find it for that. And it's probably going to be a really good option. You could also look at the GH4 if you can get it a little bit cheaper, or maybe even something like the Canon T6i, but any of them will be really good. The best advice I can give you is just to start filming and making videos. So that was another Twitter Q&A. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I'd love it if you leave a thumbs up because that's always appreciated. And definitely make sure to check out my brand new list, the top 10 best cheap DSLRs. That link is in the description box below under this video. You can take a look. Hope you have a fantastic day. See you later. Bye.